What's up, guys? ZayXen here with Hydra and Viri for episode 3 of the PR podcast. Say hi, guys. How you doing?
So,
Hello.
How you doing, Viri?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Chilling, chilling. So, introduce yourself.
So I am Viri from Tainted Renegades, and I main Rob.
Mm.
I'm from the Midwest region, so specifically the Chicago area, and I am 15th on the Chicago PR.
Congratulations, bro. Clap, clap.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course, we have the one and only Hydra co-host. How you doing, bro?
chilling.
Okay,
Big
so
chilling.
I guess the first thing I wanna know about you is like, how would you describe your playstyle?
Well, how I describe my playstyle is more of a defensive base with a lot of projectiles, and then but once I get my advantage, that's when I get the nice like zero to death type combos, or I'll get like a nice ledge trap, and that's how I usually get my kills like that.
Mhm.
So I'd say defensive slash sometimes kind of what's the word, like sometimes kind of cheat type
Cheat.
playstyle. Yeah, you know how it is with the Rob.
only Robs can say that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned when we were playing earlier, you were saying how you were a sniper. That's one of your big traits that people call you. What was the nickname they gave you?
Oh, they just beast sniper, you know.
Dude, Chicago Sniper would sound so much better.
That would.
For real. That's crazy. That's dope. So what made you play Rob?
Well, actually, back in Smash 4, I played Rob, and so, my first local I ever went to, I wasn't exactly sure who I was gonna play, but then my friend, Aeon, if anyone knows him, said that I should play Rob, and then I tried him out, and I did pretty decent. Of course, I went 0-2 at that local, but
Mhm.
I still did pretty well, and I wanted to improve with him, and then from there, I just kept, yeah, that's how I started.
Are you a fan of the Rob games or anything?
Um, I haven't really played any of
Wait,
them.
does Rob even have games? I don't know.
He has like his own like console type thing.
Okay, you gotta get like advanced to play Rob games.
Yeah.
All right, that's dope. So you mentioned local scene. How has it been throughout locals going and
um. So I go to most of the time I go to two locals. One is Tri Point, which usually gets around 80 to 90 entrants, and then the one so that's on Friday, and then on Saturday I usually go to GGWP, which usually gets around 30, somewhere around there. And so Tri Point, usually I can consistently get top 8, which I have been doing at every single one I went to last season and this season. So that's kind of nice. And then so it's usually a PR event, which means that there's at least two PR players in attendance. So it usually gets me some decent PR credibility, and sometimes I can get PR wins too there, but lately I haven't really gotten any.
Mhm.
Well, how often do you enter there?
Um, well, so I haven't entered the past few weeks until this week. I entered and I got fourth out of 78, so that was a pretty decent showing.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
Nice.
you.
So actually, you're in the same scene as Dan, and he was saying how he would call himself more of a Wi-Fi player. So for you, I would feel like you're the opposite, where you're more of a local player, right?
Yeah, definitely. I used to play Wi-Fi quite a lot. You know, I actually started out on in Smash 4 on Smash Amino, which a lot of you probably know about, but
Mhm.
it wasn't that great. So I switched
Yeah.
over to Discord, and that's where I started playing teams and stuff, or joining teams, and then. But yeah, I'd say actually I started off on Wi-Fi, but then just in September of last year, 2019, I finally could consistently get a ride to Tri Point, and from
Mhm.
there I went to there like pretty much every week I could, and yeah, so then I started doing well locally.
Do you like your local scene? Like, how would you describe that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everyone is really friendly, especially at the Saturday tournament, GGWP. Everyone there is so nice. There's never any conflicts or anything, no fights or anything. It's really great, and I run the stream there too. And then at Tri Point, it's it's definitely a good weekly, and it gets kind of loud sometimes, but you know that's how big weeklies are. And Everyone there is nice too, though, so there's no really problems with the scene. I really like it.
Interesting. Have you made any long-term friends there?
I have. Well, actually, so I'll start off with I have 3 friends who we've been playing since Smash 4, and that's how I decided to, play the game. And I'm still friends with now, and they're also doing pretty good with their results. But from tournaments specifically, I've met quite a few good people who I consider my friends, like some Rob mains.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get friends with them, and yeah, definitely some other people who have traveled from different scenes to Chicago I've made friends with. So yeah, definitely a lot of friends I've made.
I feel like Chicago has always had like a weird chunk of Robs. I mean, maybe that's just me, cause like
Mhm.
I know Hydra's from that region, but I always felt like that region just had like a good amount of Rob players.
Oh yeah, there's at least like 7 or 8 Rob players there. So yeah, quite a lot.
How's that feel competing with them?
I actually love the Ditto, and I have not lost in the Rob Ditto in a long while.
I'm laughing because I remember your tweet where you're like, "I'll rob Ditto anybody." So now I have the context of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the other top Rob, who is Hydra, who is from Chicago, I have I believe it's either 6 or 7-1 record on him.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's
Pretty
he's still
close.
really good because last time I played him was actually at Tri Point
Mhm.
2 days ago, and it was a close set, but I barely clutched it out. So you know,
Mhm.
So, are there any matchups that you don't like playing Rob for? Like any particular
um,
ones?
there are a few, one including Palutena, who I just do not like.
I mean, are there really any Palos in your region though?
um, Actually, not really, which is the good news. But the thing is, when the out-of-state Palus travel in, that's when it becomes a problem.
Oh, I see.
Like I versed 2 out-of-state Palutenas. One of them made me switch off a Rob, and I went Greninja and barely clutched out the set. And the other one is Salad from Ohio or from Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's third on the PR there, which is really good. But it went to went to game 5 because I won the first 2, he won the second 2, and then it was like really close, but he barely managed to clutch it out with some Palutena, up air stuff.
Wow. Interesting. So where do you see yourself in Smash in like a year or two, if at
Hmm.
all?
Well, I'd say over the summer, I'm definitely gonna start going to more tournaments, more locals, so I can do even better. And then I'm also gonna go on vacation to Florida in the summer, where I'm gonna try to attend as many locals there as possible. So, and then like a year from now, I could see myself on the PR, probably higher, maybe like
Mhm.
I could say top 10 probably next year.
So have you ever thought um about the game? Have you ever felt like the game is getting boring or anything, or are you still
Um,
enjoying it?
Well, at one point, I hit like a kind of a slump, and I
Mhm.
really like I got pretty bad placement at Tri Point one week.
Mhm.
I got 17th, and then I was like, wow, I don't know how I feel about this game, and I was kind of sad about it for a while. But then,
Yeah,
I got back up and I
that's
kept
good.
going. So yeah, sometimes it happens, but usually it's just a small little streak of I don't like the game, and then I like the game again.
Yeah, I feel the exact same.
Hmm.
How do you feel about how do you feel about the difference between Wi-Fi and local play? I know we touched on this a little earlier too. Like, what is
You
the
know,
major difference for you?
I am actually a big person in saying that I think Wi-Fi is pretty bad
Mhm.
compared to local, and I'm pretty glad that I could play locally instead of
Yeah,
on Wi-Fi because I think Wi-Fi is kind of inconsistent on like who's actually skilled and who's not skilled.
yeah.
But at the same time, there's obviously a lot of good Wi-Fi players who I really respect their skill level, and it's just unfortunate they can't go to events. But
Mhm.
in the end, I think that locally is obviously a lot better way to play, but Wi-Fi is still good for getting in matchup experience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much like why. I think that's like the only reason why people should use Wi-Fi. I don't really think they should kind of like, base all their skill level off of it. But if you're just using it to learn matchups, I think it's a good idea because I mean, if you just take away like certain points, like you know how to beat this character, how to fight this character, what to do, then it's like you're learning something that'll help you both online and offline.
No,
So
yeah,
it makes
definitely.
sense. Yeah,
What do
being
you?
that you're pretty much the
Mhm.
first PR'd player that we're interviewing, do you feel like because now you're PR'd that you're pressured to perform better at tournaments?
Actually,
Good question.
surprisingly, I haven't been feeling that way. I just think like I just do as good as I can. I'll do my best, and then that's the best I can hope for, or I can do.
But it must be kind of must have more pressure to like, oh, if I don't perform this well, compared to like if you're not PR, you can perform bad one day and be like, oh, all right. But now that you are PR'd, like you almost have some sort of duty to fulfill. If that makes any sense?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, I I don't. I get kind of scared when I have to verse like non-PR players because
Mhm.
if I lose to them, that could potentially be a pretty decent hit to my PR season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I actually haven't lost to anyone who wasn't on the PR except for two people. One of them being my close friend who has recently had a really big up,
Mhm.
and he he beat me quite a few times, and then one other person who like barely beat me. So yeah.
Wow, that must be cool. Fight fighting back to back with one of your closest friends.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. We've been playing obviously for like 2 or 3 years, and we played each other so much. And I actually considered him better in Smash 4. And then in Smash Ultimate, I was on the come up before him, and
Yeah.
now he's on the come up. So
Mhm.
I think he actually might outplace me on the PR this season because he's really really good.
Would you consider him your rival?
I definitely say out of all the other people I've versed, he's probably
Mhm.
my main rival. Like every single set we've had this season that he's won went to game 5 or game
Wow.
3. And then surprisingly, the only set I won against him went to game 4 only. I beat him 3-1. So kind of interesting results.
Mhm. What were you saying, Hydra? Okay. So I was wondering, what do you think your greatest trait as a player is, and what your greatest flaw as a player is?
All right. Well, I think my greatest trait is probably getting the staying like focused and not cracking under pressure. So like if I'm down by a lot, I can still make the comeback, and I know it because I play Rob, and I can get that jank. I can get that nice kill confirm that'll kill them at like a good percent. So that's probably one of my biggest things is my advantage state. If I can push it, then I can get a kill. But then biggest disadvantage, sometimes my mindset is also really bad. Like if I get destroyed in a game, then I will just totally crash and I won't be able to do anything the next game. But if all the games are close, I can keep my head in it and I can definitely do good. So honestly, it really goes both ways. My mindset is either really good or sometimes it's really bad. But you know,
Wow. Do you ever like get into brackets like, oh my god, this character, or like does that ever beat you down, or is it always just like if you lose by a lot?
um, it really depends because I versed like just two weeks in a row. I versed a
Mhm.
Mewtwo player round two,
Yeah.
and he beat me the first. Both of them beat me the first game of the set, and they're
Mhm.
both non-PR. And so
Yeah.
that was kind of a little bit tilting, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I still managed to bring it back and win the set both of those times. So I guess it does depend sometimes, like what character I verse. Like Mewtwo, I had no clue how to verse Mewtwo both the times, and but I still managed to clutch it out. But as like if I verse like sometimes actually Falco uh,
Mhm.
is a problem for me. This one Falco player specifically is really good. I beat him the past time we versed, but barely, you know?
Mhm. Interesting. What's your favorite character to play?
Um whew, honestly, that's kind of hard to say, but lately it's been Luigi because
Really?
I've done really good against Luigi players, and I think I know the matchup really well now.
Mhm.
And then otherwise, I'd say probably like Joker maybe because I actually
Whoa,
really like that matchup too.
that's like the best. That's so good. No one I've ever heard likes Joker or Luigi.
Yeah, no, I actually enjoy those. And then what? Oh, of course, I love the Rob Ditto too. That might be my number one favorite matchup actually.
It's
That
kind of
did seem
crazy how
fun.
you like the Luigi matchup because I feel like Rob gets destroyed in that matchup.
Oh
He's
yeah,
so
it could
big.
definitely go either way. But how I see it is, if I don't get grabbed, then I win. But if I get grabbed, then I
Oh, I
lose.
see. Yeah. Just prioritize just like not getting grabbed at all costs.
Hmm. Which is why I've started to space forward air and just float up after that, so that he can't get a grab, and then make sure I throw out a lot of projectiles to make sure that he can't approach me too well.
If is there like a certain secondary that you feel is good for Rob?
Um, honestly, how I play Greninja as my secondary, obviously, and I actually think Greninja might be one of the best. Although many people might not think so, because he also requires quite a lot of skill to play. But I think that he's good because I believe he beats Palutena or goes even at least. And then
Yeah.
he does good against Joker. He does good against like Pikachu, characters that Rob struggles with mostly.
Yeah, I think Greninja does really good in the matchup. It's like low profiles and has really good like frame trap combos.
Yeah, definitely.
So if there was like any character you could play instead of Rob, is there one?
Um, Well, it'd probably be I don't know, cause hmm. Yeah, no, that's a hard question to answer. Maybe like a sword fighter like Crom, because I really like that character too. And then maybe Pikachu also, because I also really like Pikachu and his combo game and stuff. So
Hmm.
those two probably.
Interesting. So, how does it feel to get good placings consistently now?
It feels really good because usually I also receive like even the littlest amount of money for those is
Hmm.
good, or like getting my money back for entering pretty much. And then it just, yeah, I don't know, it feels really good because it makes me feel like I put in the practice and now it's paying off.
Yeah, that must be a good feeling.
For sure.
Did you ever think it would pay off or?
I actually never thought it would, because back in Smash 4 I was like pretty bad, and then
Mhm.
I I started improving in Ultimate. Um, there, the GGWP local I was talking about opened up,
Mhm.
and I went there quite a few times, and I did decent. I got right outside of top 8 most of those times with Rob. And actually, one interesting story at the beginning of this game, I thought Rob was really terrible and a lot worse than in
Mhm.
Smash 4, which was obviously not true at all and a total
Yeah.
mistake. So I started off not playing Rob. I started off playing Wario.
Really?
Yeah. And then I continued through. I wasn't sure if I was gonna, be able to improve and keep doing well. And then toward the summer, I actually won one of the locals, and I was like,
Mhm.
wow, I'm doing better. And yeah, from there, I was like, maybe I actually can do this. And then I finally made it onto the PR.
Damn, how did it feel to actually like in the moment win that local?
Oh man, it felt like so good because I was like, I never thought I'd be able to do this, and I finally did it, and it's just great because I was versing a Ridley player, and like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, no, I was on winner side, but it was a really close set still, and I managed to clutch it out with some like nice side Bs and stuff, and I thought that he was actually a better player at the time than me,
Mhm.
but I improved, and I was really proud of it. It was good.
So, what's your little key to success, or maybe it's a big key to success?
Um, Honestly, I'd say like just practicing a lot, because a lot of people don't think practicing helps that much, and some top players don't even practice, which they can afford to not practice. But I actually have like a lot of hours on this game, approximately 1,200 hours on this game.
Wow.
So that's more than 40 days on this game.
And
But
correct. Hmm. Sorry.
yeah, it's
Go
good.
ahead.
I just really think that I could afford to spend those hours. My grades weren't dropping at all, and
Yeah,
yeah, I had fun with the game, so why not play it as much as I want?
that's dope. Would you equate also just the local scene helping you grow? Because you started going a lot more. I realized.
Oh yeah, I definitely would too because Wi-Fi it's good, but it didn't push me to be able to get my mindset right. And like at the beginning of Ultimate, I was still a really shaky player. Like I'd shake during sets and stuff because I
Oh
get really
yeah.
nervous, and that's obviously not good. But then the more I went to locals, the less I shook, and now I don't really shake that much unless it's like a really really close set with a good player. But that really helped in that category, and then it also helped me learn more matchups and just made me feel really good about the scene too.
So, what do you think about the nervousness, the shaking? What was the cause of it stopping?
I think the main cause was like it was just something in my head was telling me like I have to do good. I need to keep doing better and better.
Wow.
So I'd get really shaky because like if it was really close, I knew I needed to win that, and
Yeah.
sometimes it just didn't work out in my favor. But now I don't get shaky because I'm like, it's stress free. I can do the best I can, and I don't really have too much of a problem versing many players except for the PR players is where I really get a little bit shaky, but otherwise, yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, a lot of people, especially early on, I think their biggest barrier to getting better is the nervousness. So I think that's a big key in your success too. Like you got over it. That a lot of people can't do that.
I'd definitely say so, yeah.
That's great. Okay, so I guess we're ready for some Twitter questions.
All right.
See what they have to say. So from Sword, also used to be a TR member. What's Rob's placing in the current meta? He asked.
This question is really
Um,
good.
yeah, this is a good question. I personally think that he's definitely top 20. He loses, I'd say, around 10 to 12 matchups. Those being, if I can name them off the top of my head, Pikachu, Palutena, Young Link, um, I'd say Fox also. Let's see who else. Some sword fighter. Yeah, Roy, Crom, um, hmm, Game and Watch. Um, Sometimes Bayonetta, but that could also be even. Then I'd say possibly Ness too. But besides those characters, I mean, he does pretty well in most other matchups. Therefore, he is most likely a high tier character and definitely a high tier character. And he is really good in this meta.
All right. Zador SSB asks, "What's the best fast food place?"
Oh man, does Culver's count as fast food?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's crazy. Cause actually, a Poison Dan worked there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I that place is so good. Their
Really.
food, oh man, yeah, I love it
Yo,
so much.
shout out to Dan cooking in the back. Some of these questions are weird.
Yeah.
Casualty asks, "Why didn't you join my Epic Gamer Amino crew? You I
Oh
guess
yeah,
that's either an
I
inside
heard you were
joke.
trying to join an amino crew.
I I actually was in his crew for a little bit, but I left it just because I didn't really like the amino scene. It was kind of toxic.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the best place to be, I heard.
Who even uses Amino anymore?
Uh, it's just like people who don't like that CS, I think. Just like make
Yeah.
amino crews.
All right, and then finally somebody compares you to looking like Troy from High School Musical. You think that's true?
Oh, I
Or
didn't.
PR?
You know what? Let me look up Troy real quick from High School Musical, and I'll
Yeah, I'm
give
about
my
to look
answer
at
on
these
it.
too. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. That's it from Twitter. Any final thoughts, Viri?
Oh, you know what? I kind of do look like him. I know.
Really?
I could see it definitely.
That's your new nickname. If you ever need to change your tag, just be Troy.
Oh my gosh, I totally should.
Okay. Any final thoughts? You want to tell people about yourself, about anything?
Yeah, I guess I have one more thing. Actually, one other thing that was my success in Ultimate was my support from my friends and from my girlfriend at the time, and now from my girlfriend now. They really helped me. If I felt sad about how I played, they all made me feel better. My friends, especially, they were like, you got this. You can keep pushing, and I did. I kept pushing through, and I finally made PR, which was my long time goal.
Damn.
You know, actually, back in 2017, I had a tweet that said, I will make PR before 2020, and then I made it right before 2020.
That's so sick.
So that was a good
Foresee
read.
the future. Good
Hell
read.
yeah.
Good read, bro. Oh, so again, another thing to your success was the people around you.
Yeah, they really supported me, and it made me feel really good.
That's dope. We're glad. We're happy for you. Every time we see you on, we always cheer for you.
Yeah,
Glad to
definitely.
see that, bro. And thank you guys for watching. This has been episode 3. Peace.
Bye.